This is former WWE and TNA Impact superstar Mike Knox, a.k.a. Nux. You are listening to The Final Count. Keep it tuned. Hey everybody, Anthony Corelli here, formerly known as Santino Morella. You are listening to The Final Count.
This is former WWE superstar Victor, and you are listening to The Final Count.
Hi everybody, my name's Berto, and this is my service animal, Hippo, with our good friend Eric. Eric, and you're here listening and watching The Final Count podcast. Yay!
Hey, it's Eric Orris, voice of the Valley from OVW, and you're checking out The Final Count. Citizens, this is Super Z, and you're watching The Final Count.
Welcome to The Final Count. Here is your host, Rymode Mosley, and your co-host, the 502 Ace, Brian Dixon.
What's up? Man, we are back. We are back.
We're back. Are we missing someone? What's going on here tonight?
No, I don't think we are. Wait a minute.
On? Where's Chris
Hold
at?
up. There's only two of us. Where's Chris?
Have you spoke to him today? I mean, what's going on? We got what? What is going on?
I think I did receive a video from him earlier.
What?
Yeah, man. I don't know what it was. I mean, I can play it if you need me to.
Yeah, I guess
I don't see him here, so I mean.
What is going on? I guess you can go ahead and play it. Video? What?
Wait a second.
What the?
Are you kidding me?
What the heck is going on?
Are you kidding me right now?
What is this? What the heck is going on with our show, dude?
Why do we have this on our screen?
What is this crap? Come on now.
Buy the shit.
Are you freaking for real right now? This is not right. Did you do something? Did you
Join the revolution?
What is going on?
Are you kidding me?
What? What the heck?
Listen, it's all very simple, gentlemen. We've been gone a few weeks, but a lot has changed in a few weeks, okay? You see, OVW's greatest father, Leather Daddy Doug, has got us under the best administration, the best everything. And you know why? Because of his vision, and it's his inheritance to run his baby OVW, not that else. No. And you know what? Moving forward, the Final Count, I am here to see that this ship is run appropriately as well by your father and mine, Leather Daddy Doug. So, gentlemen, it's been a while. How are we doing tonight? And let me make something perfectly clear. If anything goes wrong here tonight, I will report this back to Leather Daddy Doug. And you do not want to have anything ill will towards my father and your father. So, gentlemen, make my time worth your while.
What? Leather Daddy Dom, first of all, and
what?
Are you feeling creamy or something? What is going on?
You know what? I would expect to hear this from the OVW family who have turned their backs on me from the very moment I aligned myself with the revolution. And you know what? I would expect it from them, but not you two, because I hold you two at a higher regard and a higher standard. And I was hoping that the two of you over this time that we've been away would have seen the light, but I can already tell that this is already going sour. So Ryan, Brian, I'm begging you guys, please, please, please make my time worth the while. And I'll have you know, last night, Omar and Luscious, they once again violated a paying customer. I came into the arena, bought a ticket, sat with my wife on the Chris Runyon section. That's right. That's exactly what it is. It's not even ramp side B anymore. It is the Chris Runyon section. And I got violated not once, but twice for the third straight week. I didn't deserve that. I was just there to watch my father lead OVW into the promised land. And yet they embarrassed me in front of my father. They did. And I went home, and I'll have you both know, it took me multiple showers to get, I'm already losing my hair because of these two. Okay. I'm already got a thin line growing. Rogaine can't help it. I had strawberry cream in places that no man should have strawberry cream. So please save me the time and the banter and the embarrassment that was already happening last night. And let me tell you guys, since we're on this subject, Omar and Luscious, I want you both to hear something perfectly clear. If you continue to go on this against me, you will find out, just like you did, and we're going to get into it. Yes, we are. What happened to you guys this past Thursday? And you know what? You tried to make an embarrassment of me, but you know what ended up happening? We ended up having the last laugh, because you know why? The revolution always wins. So, gentlemen, may the floor be ever yours. And like I said, I'm begging you, make my time tonight worth your while. Because as you've seen in the intro in the video I sent Brian earlier today, Ryan, the revolution not only runs OVW, but I'm starting to run this ship a little bit too. And I will report to my father, Leather Daddy Doug. So, gentlemen, let's begin this podcast.
Somebody cream this man again.
Don't even know where to go with this. I do not know.
No.
As Chris has said, it's been a while since we've been back on. It's been a while. We've been away for a while, but we're back. Sometimes we take those little, I don't know, would you say sabbatical, or a little bit of time off, a little bit of a break. But gentlemen, it is time to get into some wrestling. And I might use that term loosely right now. So we're coming off the heels of a huge this past week. As you see the title of the show today, it's called Bloody Hell. And it was a bloody hell and a cell indeed. Oh my goodness. Bad Blood. What a pay-per-view. What a premium light event that was. Gentlemen, what do you think about that Bad Blood show?
I think the Hell in a Cell match was a perfect match to kick the show off with.
Absolutely. I think that, a lot of people I was reading online before the show began, they were wondering if it was going to be the main event, or what position in the card it was going to be. But I feel like if you can't close the show, what's the best way to do it? If you can't, you open it. And them guys didn't have no time constraint. They laid in the work to each other, and it was, what pun intended, bad blood. And it had to be, right? Like, for the story that's been told. And what did you guys think? Like, did you think the build for they mentioned something, Joe Tessitore mentioned, I think, on commentary, that this has been, brewing since the beginning of the year. And you forget, because Punk came back at Survivor Series last year, and, he had the injury, but like, since he's been back, like this whole triangle feud between Rollins, McIntyre, Punk, we kind of got Rollins out briefly because of, things that happened at Maine, but like, and Punk couldn't do, but like, since Punk and McIntyre's been in this, going at each other, I've just noticed, like, this feud, when's the last time you've seen a feud that's went the entire length of the year to this point? So going on 10 months, even though it's been a slow arc story build, would you guys say it might be Rock Cena one? Like, or am I missing something? Because this has been perfect slow building story.
Yeah, it's a good point right there. To say the least, it's been a long time since we've seen a story, like you said, that goes this long. had a build that has been literally just about a year, at least, or half a year at the most. I mean, we had basically it started at the Royal Rumble, and we're almost to the Royal Rumble now, and so kind of, we're a few months out from it, but still we're kind of almost there. I mean, I love that we're nowadays especially with the Triple H era, we're now getting stories that go and that have the ability to be built on, and it's not just this Punk and Drew McIntyre feud that's been being told. It's also been the Bloodline. It's also been the Judgment Day. There's been feuds and stories that are able to go months and months and months.
Very good point, Ryan. I forgot about like that. That is a very good point.
New flavor added to it.
Yep. And I haven't been bored with any of it. Like I prefer. I mean, we all want. It's like we live in this world where we want it right now, like a fast food service. Like I want my content, I want my entertainment, I want it now. But sometimes the best told stories, whether it be, best way to put it's like a TV show. You have to have your audience. You take them on these roller coasters, and you don't want it to be a complete noticeable end game. But at the same time, sometimes your best told stories can be that if it's that obvious, but you can do it in a, you could do it in the way that the Triple H era is completely different from the Vince McMahon era. It just is. And that's in my opinion, he is night and day difference, even though he was his right-hand person basically being groomed for the position. And, I think Triple H has done a lot of positive things, and I can see it with the stories. I think the talent feel a lot more comfortable and better. I might get in trouble for saying that, but you know what? I just kind of speak my mind anyway. But, I think that the match itself was what it should have been. I do know for a fact that during the match that when McIntyre got hit with the toolbox and I don't know if you guys saw after the post photos and stuff of Drew. I don't know how many staples. Maybe you guys read that. I don't know. But it was bad. And my wife was watching that with me, and she loves Drew. And she was just like, oh my gosh, he legit looks like he's really I'm like, yeah, it's bad. He just you could tell Punk was bleeding a little bit, but Drew took to me, as far as blood goes, I thought it was a lot worse. And apparently behind, backstage, they were kind of worried a little bit, about how much blood he was losing. So bravo to McIntyre and Punk for telling a perfect story. It kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. I didn't know at SummerSlam that Drew was going to, I didn't know who was going to win the first. I knew it was going to go about two or three programs. But I knew once Drew got the initial win, I kind of had a feeling Punk was going to get the next two. I remember telling you guys, I said, this is going to go to Hell in a Cell. And that's exactly, I think we all agreed with that. What do you do? You have to have the biggest, most stipulations, whether it be an I Quit match is normally a good payoff, a Hell in a Cell, or you got to have something. And these guys have had so much bad blood brewing, pun intended. The perfect title for a premium live event. To me, the crowd was hot for it. Punk, I think it did. I don't think nobody lost any steam. I don't think Drew losing hurts him. He can go away for a little bit. I felt like get well. Punk looks like at this point he may be going away from, we'll get into it eventually, but sorry, didn't mean to go on. I just thought it was a beautiful told story. And to me, other than the main event, I thought that was probably the best, in my opinion, probably the best match of the night. What do you think, Brian? Did you think it was good?
I agree 100%.
Yeah. Now, without a doubt, y'all,
bell to bell was just incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
And what do you guys think of the angle that McIntyre did with the beads in the bag of the bracelet?
Speaking of
scum, just who I told my wife,
I thought it was pills.
You know what?
I did too. I was like,
wait. I didn't even think of that. I kind of thought it could be, thumbtacks. And then my wife even said, no, I have a feeling it's going to be something that they've been working with. And then when he emptied it, it looked like Legos or beads. And then she's like, well, either way, it's going to hurt. And I was like, yeah, and when Punk wrapped his, when he's going to do to go to sleep, that was perfectly executed. Like they had to up the ante with the violence. And, was it probably the worst violent Hell in a Cell match? I don't think so. But at the same time, it was what it for this era needed to be. It was a perfect opener. It would have been a perfect, main event. It was going to win no matter what.
Right.
Just simple as that.
Yeah, and I don't think by surprise Punk won the match. I don't think that was a surprise to anyone. Just given the history of the feud or the outcome of the feud, McIntyre won at SummerSlam, and so Punk picks up the win here at Bad Blood and the Hell in a Cell. And again, yeah, like I said, at first of all, watching this match, those beads made perfect sense instead of tacks or anything else. At first, I thought they looked like little blue and white and pink or purple, whatever color it was. Pills.
Well, you know what? That could have worked too because with Punk being straight edge.
Straight edge, yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
And then right after the Hell in a Cell, that was followed up by the Women's Championship match. Nia Jax defending against Bayley, and Nia picks up the win here with a little assist, would you say, from Tiffy Time. But Tiffy Time actually tried to cash in and got caught red-handed or pink-handed, however you want to say
it. True.
Thoughts on this match?
What do you think, Brian?
It was all right. I'm not a big fan of Nia Jax, so.
Me too.
I mean, I'll be honest.
But I love me some Bayley, though.
See, I'm not. The highlight for me in this match was Tiffy. I am a big believer in that. To me, when she does cash in, and I hope it's a successful. I hope they don't waste all of this.
Right.
The Louis Vuitton pink Barbie briefcase. It's just she has got the perfect. I don't want to say because there's a lot of people doing really good. But when you look at her, she can do it in the ring, man. She can, and she's getting more confident on the microphone too. But yeah, Nia and Bayley, it's nothing against them. I'm just not a big fan of either of them. But I thought the match itself, it got a little bit more interesting. I started paying more attention to it when Tiffy came out. And I was like, my wife immediately looked. She's like, oh, gosh, here you go. And I'm like, yep. I said, baby, you know what time it is? It's Tiffy time. And she's like, she's not going to win. She's not cashing in. She's just giving me a hard time. And then, of course, it shows her pouting and then my wife's like, see, I told you, haha. So she loves giving me a hard time on the people I love. And, but I think it didn't shock me, Nia winning it. I was hoping, I actually picked Nia to win, but I was kind of hoping for cash in. But you guys, real quick, do you see, two-part question, do you see her successfully cashing in? And do you see her cashing in by the end of this year or probably next year?
I'll see you cash in at Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Whether that be a run-in mid-match or whether that be after a match.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to kind of say the same thing. I think cash in at Royal Rumble, and I say it's going to be a successful cash in.
I think she can take the ball and run with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Triple H is going to – I think he sees lightning in a bottle with her. It's just very few people. You got Rhea. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's so many talents right now on that roster that's over. But, Yeah, it's wonderful though. I just hope Tiffany does get her moment because she deserves it, in my opinion. She's only been on the roster for not even that long. So
Yeah. I mean, we got our wasted, so to speak, cash in at WrestleMania. Well, not one. Never mind. One wasted that one. I'm thinking about Drew.
yeah.
But no. But yeah, I do see Tiffany getting that good cash in as well.
Right.
So I don't see her being a waste of a cash in.
Yeah, I hope not. I just love me some Tiffy.
Yeah. Now I was thinking about Drew right there. I was like, oh no, got to backtrack right there. Then we got the speaking of the one who cashed in successfully, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor was our third match of the night of 5 matches, and I love the 5-match card with these PLEs because it doesn't put too much and it doesn't take away. It doesn't put too much on you and it doesn't take away from the show either.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, you guys, if y'all see me moving my hands, my cat got free. He's trying to get on the table here. So
we have
I think
Damian
he's trying to be a part of this show too.
Versus Finn Balor. What y'all think about this match?
I loved it. I thought the intriguing part of the whole match was when Dom I'm getting it mixed up. Sorry. I'm getting my matches mixed. No, I thought Damian Priest and they just legit just seem to me like they have really good chemistry in the ring. And I think Finn is one of them talents that I feel like doesn't get enough credit a lot of times. And I don't want to say he gets overlooked. I just think with the stories, he just doesn't necessarily get that rub like a lot of the guys like a Damian Priest. Because Damian Priest, man, he's a perfect example of what hard work and commitment can do. And if you watch that doc on him, he's just been working his tail off. And like the match and the story that they've been telling the whole time with the Judgment Day, like he's it didn't shock me because I had a feeling that if Priest won, I just figured, Damian, it probably does him better to win, to keep building him, whereas if Finn was to lose, people are probably tired of people who are Finn Balor fans that he keeps, sometimes coming up on the short end of everything, but long scheme of things, he's helping Damian legitimately get over, in my opinion, even more than what he already is. So I liked it. I thought the match served it was a good spot in the show to have them. And I thought that they did phenomenal.
Yeah, likewise. I like the chemistry, like you kind of mentioned right there, with Damian and Finn. And it served its purpose. The match was great. I feel like a great spot on the card. Middle of the card. Can't beat that.
No.
Right in between the women's title match and then the match with the Women's World Championship on the line. Again, involving former and current Judgment Day members. I liked it. Like the match placement. I like the match. I feel like Damian winning was not really a surprise here as well. I would have picked him as well. So
same.
And moving on, we have the fourth match of the night was the Women's World Championship, as previously mentioned. Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley with Dirty Dominic Mysterio locked inside, high above the entrance ramp, in a shark cage, which we have not seen a shark cage since 2017, I believe they said.
With Jericho, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this, I was not surprised, or not surprising. I was surprised on the outcome of this match. I'm not surprised that Liv retained. However, I'm surprised.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah, how she got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so great seeing Raquel back.
But it makes sense too. Look who took Raquel out. Who took Raquel out? Rhea Ripley.
Yep. If you pay attention, it's all in the small, minute details of everything. It's I'll be honest, like the whole situation right now with Liv and Dom is just it's been perfect, man. Like it's I still go back to saying that. I know I said this on previous episode. They really both remind me of the mid 2000s when it was Edge and Lita, that whole thing. And then part of me, the way that Liv is now drawing heat, and she's getting a lot of bad name calling her way here lately with the audience. It reminds me a little bit of Triple H and Stephanie, a little bit. You know, when they had their first on-screen chemistry on television. And like Dom right now is on fire. He's the hottest heel, in my opinion, in the business outside of the Final Boss, which
100%.
That's still arguable because people are still cheering him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when he had he found a way to pick the lock. Did you hear on commentary? He's like, well, he is a criminal, you know, and then like he picked the lock, and then I didn't realize that he had his leg kind of chained. Like he's just, I thought he legit, when he was falling, I was like, oh gosh, he legit's going to accidentally fall. And I didn't see the chain. And like the worked me. Like, so, I mean, and I'm like, oh. And then Rhea comes out there and it's just perfect. Dom is the perfect, you know, I don't like the guy that much, but like legitimately, I got to give the dude he made this match, not that Rhea and Liv couldn't have done it with that, but like Dom is really enhanced. I feel like the intrigue with the story with anything right now to do with Rhea and Liv too. Liv's doing her best work. And like you said, the finish, I didn't know how Liv was going to get it done. I had a feeling the Judgment Day would be in cahoots and somehow Dom would get free, which he did, sort of. And, you know, but the Raquel part, like you just said, if you pay attention to the details, she's been away. Nobody was probably expecting this unless you're on them, you know, Dave Meltzer sites, which I try to stay away from.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, I'm throwing shade. I'm probably, you know, breaking the fourth wall. But
we all do it.
Yeah, but anyways, I thought the match was the way it was going to need to be. I was shocked at the Raquel thing, and I liked it because it genuinely shocked me. And here's the thing: Dom can't be he's not the muscle for Liv. So like, and him being, you know, the way he is, they need a heater. So Raquel by her side, like that's going to be her muscle. You know, I feel like right now, I mean, I could be wrong, you know, but I feel like that's what they're going to go with. You know, so now does that mean Raquel's in the Judgment Day, or are we getting a new, you know, member? I'm assuming, or are they going to kind of do their own thing now? Like, I wonder I am intrigued to see where this is going to go. I really am.
I feel like Raquel will be just added as another member.
I do too.
At least I hope that. Honestly, I hope that.
Yeah.
Because Raquel's almost really the replacement for Rhea.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, Liv
is. Did you see how Rhea sold that basically. Too? You see her face when she legit. I mean, I don't know if they caught the camera, but like she was just like laying on the mat, like she just looked really shocked. And the only thing I didn't like was I thought it was a little. I don't want to say botched because I don't know if that's what it was a little off timing when the bell got rung, and then like Raquel was trying to throw Liv on Rhea for the pinfall, but it was an automatic disqualification, which I mean, I get it, but like I wonder if they accidentally messed that up, you know, or that was just like Raquel not paying attention to like it was going to be like that's the only little hiccup or little complaint I would have with it. But even then, it was still not enough to make me not like the match because the match to me was perfect.
Yeah, I seen something on that where that was like one of the hiccups. That wasn't.
Yeah. But everything, you know what? Not everybody can be perfect, except our father, Leather Daddy Doug, of course. But
somebody cream this man.
Well, that's
there we go again.
Jeez,
that's debatable. As someone that Leather Daddy Dom or Leather Daddy Doug rather would like. Or he might not like him, is Goldberg, who also made an appearance at Bad Blood.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Could we see Gunther versus Goldberg possibly at a Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, something like that?
I honestly, business-wise, yes. Do I want to see it personally? No. The only way I want to see it is if Gunther destroys Goldberg.
Yeah.
That's how much I like Goldberg. That's just me. I don't know how to put this without being in play. To me, Goldberg was a draw. He served his purpose. Yes, a lot of people love him. The only arenas I feel like that man's going to get cheered is in Atlanta, which it happened to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But you take him, put him in New York, put him in the Garden, it's not going to work out because they're going to want Goldberg to be the babyface.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the heel cheered, and that's not the formula that they want. So if they were to do that, unless Triple H could change that, and Goldberg's not going to be a full-time employee, which it's fine. You don't have to have everybody be full-time. But what's the payoff if Goldberg was a win? Because we've seen in the past, Goldberg's come in and he's ruined at one point, the potential main event that was supposed to be guaranteed to Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, I believe.
Yeah.
And came in and stepped in because Vince was like, I need Brock Lesnar. I need Goldberg. So, sorry. I'm digressing. That's how much love I have for Goldberg. He ruins everything, in my opinion.
Yeah.
A jackhammer and a spear is not wrestling.
Yep. I know.
But here we are.
I apologize. I have to be honest with y'all.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I can agree with that. With the, I'm not saying I'm a huge Goldberg fan because I'm not, but I do like to see him sometimes. Like the appearance, yes. Having him come in for a one-off match, yes.
Like at Bad Blood, like him having that, like I'm fine with him being that. I just don't want him taking. How am I going to put this? I don't want him taking someone's spot just because he was a draw in WCW and partly a draw, in my opinion, in WWE when he came in. And then, like, the biggest pop in WWE that I can remember him getting was on 2 occasions when he came in and he speared The Rock initially, Hollywood Rock, and when he came back and beat Brock Lesnar in a record time at Survivor Series, a few years back. But it's good to have people like him because he is a draw to a certain niche audience. But majority of people, I feel like us, who's been watching wrestling, who are wrestling fans like through and through, we don't want to see that same formula unless Triple H can make it work. He might be the only guy that can make it work. Guess what? That other guy, he couldn't do it. The people in WCW did it briefly. It couldn't last. And like Brian said, a jackhammer and a spear, you got to have more than that, man. You got to have more than that, in my opinion. But what do I know? So
no, that's all valid points right there.
Yep.
Then we had the main events, which one of these things I saw.
That's right. Put them ones up, gentlemen. You put them ones up because
we got the ones up. I'll put the one up, but you can't see my ones. Okay, there's my one.
OTC.
That's right. You say that, Brian. You say it proudly. OTC.
OTC, yeah, OTC. I like me some OTC. So we got the OTC and Cody Rhodes, the WWE undisputed WWE champion. Cody Rhodes taking on the bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu.
I love you, Solo. Sorry, had to.
I'm gonna put this out there. Jacob Fatu is a freaking beast.
Yes, he is.
If you ever watched him on the Indies and MLW, if you haven't, go back and watch for yourself, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say he's an absolute freak in the ring.
He's a star, man. He's bigger than Solo.
His moonsault is my favorite, probably one of my favorite moonsaults.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just the way
I'm
he
going to compliment you on this, Chris. Even though it pains me. No.
Don't compliment this guy. Come on now.
Please.
Cream
Come on,
this
I will
man
take all
instead.
the
What the
compliments.
heck?
Yeah, let's cream him instead.
Oh, here we go again with the cream. I'm allergic to any form of cream, if you haven't noticed.
I need to
He's
speak
allergic
to
to it.
Omar and Luscious.
You just wait till I see them guys.
No, but pretty good Jacob Fatu impression right there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I love me some Jacob Fatu though, man.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I mean, he just pops off like a star.
Yeah.
Like the Tongaloa, Tamatanga, and eventually when Zilla comes in, I think it's going to happen sooner than later. Jacob Fatu, without question, is even with Solo. Like Solo, I don't know what it is about the dude. I'm not saying that he's not good, but he's just not that next level dude, man. Not yet,
Right.
not with this character. Jacob Fatu, when you put him in there, did you see the standoff with Roman? Every time they have touched or been in ring, the audience because they want that, man. And that's what wrestling to me is about. He is a star. Roman, I think, made him look like a star already multiple times. And like this match was just a perfect, I hate to say this. Solo was, in my opinion, without Jacob Baza, very forgettable. You have Roman, you got Cody, you got Jacob. Solo, he's there. We get it. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? Like to me, it's not like, I understand. I mean, I'm not having an issue that he's there. It makes sense, but believe it, man. When I say this, he is not on that same aura level. Nobody's on the aura level of ROTC. I'm just gonna say that right now. But but Jacob, like Brian just said, this dude is a beast. He is going to be a star, and I pray and I hope for good health for him, for all of them. But like Jacob has got, to me right now, one of the biggest upsides. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say something. If they do right with him and he stays good and he stays in good health, give him another year at Mania. He just might main event one of them nights.
Oh, you
damn
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a long shot.
His transformation since being in WWE, like body wise, if you go look at MLW and look at now, and you're like, damn, incredible.
I love him, and I don't even want to cheer for the Temu version of the Bloodline, but I love him. I love me some Jacob Fatu. I love you, Jacob Fatu.
That was great. Great points right there. By both of you, great points. I think I was expecting, with as close as we are to Survivor Series War Games, I was definitely expecting the reappearance of Jimmy Uso. I was definitely expecting that.
Yeah.
What I wasn't expecting was the final boss, The Rock, to make his return at this time. And he left us wondering, why 1, 2, 3? Why? What does that mean?
We can speculate, but I think it's pretty clear that The Rock was hoping, let me get it right. The final boss was hoping that Roman wasn't going to go back and, help Cody. And not just that. We don't know for certain how he feels about the Bloodline Temu version since he's been out, how they've been doing, outside of Jacob Fatu, of course. But I think the final boss is back to set up one of two things. The Rock, and this is going to be controversial, The Rock is going to have Cody's title at some point. I just think it's bound to happen. And let me get to the point. I can already tell y'all are not for this. The Rock, Cody does not need to have this title. Let me ask y'all this. Outside, currently, who do they have built up, heel-wise, that they could put against Cody that is believable enough that could take the title off him. Because you know what they're about to do. They're about to run this whole Kevin Owens thing because he literally beat him up by his bus after the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he couldn't make the press conference that Triple H had mentioned later at the press event. And eventually when that ship runs its course, because Cody's going to win, it's going to run to Randy Orton. Randy Orton's going to turn on him. Cody's going to find out all his friends that he thought is turning on him because of the one man that they swore that they would have to finally dethrone, which was Roman Reigns. So they're building the tension that where Cody's got to find in himself that he can't keep trusting all these people because A, he's got what they want deep down, and B, he's starting to now team with Roman, the guy that was defeating them all for 3.5 years, going on 4 years. So The Rock, the final boss, comes back. He is very upset that he knows he beat Cody night one in the center of the ring and pinned him to get the bloodline rules. What happened? Roman lost to Cody. Then what happens? Roman comes back after his, time, which, when he came back, immediately knew there's no way they can have him be a heel. He's going to, his aura is on another, The Rock, if he doesn't beat Cody for the title, it's because the program that he's going to have of Roman is going to be that much better. And the only other scenario I could see happening is that Cody goes into Mania the champion. Roman wins the Rumble. He declares to do what Cody's done to him already twice, to go for a third time, run it back. The Rock uses his final boss card and says, no, I beat you at night one of last year. I'm inserting myself now into the match. And then they make it a triple threat. And I think at the end of it, The Rock went. And I know it's stupid probably to say that because they're going to Netflix. They're going to be doing their own thing. And The Rock's probably going to go away again for a little bit. But they've done this before with other part-time champions. And you don't see them all the time. Cody, if he doesn't lose it to The Rock, if he doesn't lose it to him, unless there is a great heel Randy Orton thing that comes up for Mania, who does Cody going to go against? That's going to be a strong. It can't be another babyface unless it's a turn. That typically isn't what happens. So sorry to go into that long tangent, but that's my theories. I don't think the final boss is happy. I think he's back to, clean house and get his, Timu version of the bloodline, not Timu anymore. So I know I could tell you guys don't like that theory.
No, after you explained it, that made sense. After you explained that, that made sense because now that you said that, what I'm seeing is 1, 2, 3. He's did the 1, 2, 3 because he's like, Cody, I've pinned you before. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So he has the right to go against Cody for the title.
Can I pitch
makes
something?
Sense.
Can I pitch something real quick before
we
go on? Because I really like this subject. We'll talk more about the match. Cody turning heel. Are you wanting that or no? Eventually, obviously not right this second, but do you think that he has some of the characteristics to be like that with the sophisticated aristocrat type, the way he comes to the ring, the way he holds the title? He does come across to me, and I love Cody. Let me be clear. I'm not bashing Cody. I love him. I'm so happy he got his moment. He finished his story. The man's worked hard. He betted on himself, went away, came back even better. I think him being a heel, if it's done correctly, I think he would have, because a lot of Hall of Famers think he would be better. Undertaker's come out and said it's only a matter of time. And that's when I heard it when he was talking, I think, to Logan Paul or Chris Van Vliet or whoever on their pocket. And it made me sit there and think, I'm like, I kind of see it the way that they're talking. Because if you look at him and you look at his dad, God rest his soul, love me some Dusty Rhodes, baby. I don't have a good Dusty Rhodes voice, by the way. But, Dusty and him, Dusty's always going to be the baby face, the way you look at him. The son of a plumber, blue car. Cody comes out. Yes, he fights and he's, red, white, and blue, all this. And I love that. You watch him, how he dresses, the way he reminds me more of Flair to me. Like the way I'm just saying, he's box office. He's a superstar. He's selling merchandise. I don't think he's going to turn anytime soon. But right now on the landscape, outside of the final boss and a Roman Reigns trilogy, who do they have that they have lined up? That heel wise, that could really be legitimate, that could beat him. And maybe I'm missing it. I don't know. I don't see, because he's just that good.
I agree.
Yeah, I think if you break Cody down, like you talked about, you break Cody down, he's got no friends.
Yeah.
He has to rely on himself.
Yep.
At that point, that's when you turn him heel.
I agree.
His spirit's broken. You turn him heel.
Yeah. I just wanted to make that. I love me some Cody. I do. And I know a lot of people keep saying, no, well, you say that and you keep going back and forth. No, I'm just explaining it in the mindset of the long scheme of things. What are they going to do if it's not a strong heel that they've got lined up for him? I think it has to be The Rock at this point. If it's not The Rock and they don't insert Roman into the triple threat, like if Cody beats The Rock, okay, that's awesome. I'm actually for that too, but they better have a good story, because right now Cody's defenses with his titles, not that the matches are not good, but they've been severely underwhelming, in my opinion, with the storytelling if it's not the bloodline involved. Because they've had AJ. They've tried to run some different things with it's just, to me, the better stories are coming, not necessarily within Cody himself, and it's not his fault. And I don't think it's necessarily Triple H's full fault. I just think it's because of where they're trying to. I think they've got the bigger picture. They're trying to get to Mania, trying to get closer to the Rumble. And I think with The Rock coming back and the Netflix is just around the corner, it's going to open up more doors for different things. I just can't wait to see what they do. I think this WrestleMania year, if everybody is healthy the way that we were hoping it was going to happen last year, I think it's going to really open up the doors for a lot of different things. And I just can't wait, because I know Triple H has just been hitting home run after home run. So
definitely. No, that's completely for sure. So with that being said, like I said, the outcome of this match was not anything surprising, other than, like I said, the final boss coming back. Cody and Roman pick up the win here with assist from Jimmy, taking out the Tonga brothers. And so, again, not a surprise. Brian, what about you?
I'm not surprised at all.
There you have it. That wraps up Bad Blood. And of course, we got as you mentioned, Chris, we got the after this show, we got the beatdown by Kevin Owens, which, again, I don't feel like that was even a surprise. And I loved how they did that. I love how they did that without cameras actually being out there, because it was all fan cameras, fans on their phones recording it. I loved it.
Yeah, made it more real. Made it feel like it was more of an actual. And that's the other thing with Kevin Dunn being out, without Vince McMahon being involved, and all of his other. Nothing against them in the sense of like what they did back in the 90s or the Attitude Era, but like Triple H, his vision, his unique style of not just formatting the show, but being smart enough, even at the press conference, to really throw that, like, I don't know, Cody can't make it. Then we're like, oh, well, that's odd, because he was advertised, And then you see the fans actually, because it actually wasn't even legit WWE cameras out there. So I like that. And I like the way that they're going with stuff. Like they're showing the talent roll up to the arena like they do at the NBA. Like they're showing them coming in with the, like, and now did you notice they're starting to do win and loss records a little bit too? like with some of the matchups from past, like, you know, I kind of like that. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but I think wins and losses do matter to a degree. Like, I feel like if you're trying to build equity in a star, like, and you want to act like, say, you have a win streak that goes, you know, for a long time, you have a losing streak. You can't build somebody up who's been losing 3 out of 4 weeks every, you know, month, you know, and try to build them to be a star unless it's a better story being told. So I love that. I think Kevin Owens and the whole thing, I loved it. I was like, oh, like you said, this ain't WWE cameras. And then it showed them all trying to come out toward his tour bus to break them up. So I loved it. I love the realism. I really do.
Definitely. Well, that kind of wraps up Bad Blood here.
Should we real quick? Should we give the Dave Meltzer 5 stars of the show? Should we even pay any homage to that dude, or are we good?
Dave Meltzer, nah.
I'm on one tonight, guys. I'm on one tonight. What can I say?
It must be that cream.
I don't know, man. I just think, I don't know. I just kind of feel like my father, Leather Daddy Doug, has given me the confidence to come out here and talk from the heart.
Oh my gosh.
As only he could vicariously do, and I could
cream this man.
Yeah, cream this man, please. Somebody.
No more cream. There's no more cream.
You know, I feel like he's about to get like someone from the Revolution at some point or something, and get someone from the Revolution to come on here or something at some point. What the heck?
It depends how the rest of this, podcast goes, gentlemen. Like I said, we haven't even dived into my neck of the woods yet.
Oh my gosh!
And just know, the ears are open, and who's to say that there's not other people that might be listening that are very important in the Revolution.
Spoiler alert. Somebody returned to Hot Point Davis Arena.
Oh yeah, somebody did. We'll get into that in a little bit. So let's move on over to Raw. What we got? Who's gonna take the roles for Raw?
I'll take it over. So Raw kicks off with the one and only CM Punk. He pretty much comes out, says he's all beat up, bruised up, and he's gonna cut a promo on the stage instead of in the ring. He said, "I'm alive, but it doesn't feel like it. I'm a winner, but I don't feel like one." He said there's a thin line between love and hate, and I've turned hate into cash. I don't know why you keep doubting me, but keep doubting me, is what CM Punk was saying to the crowd. And he pretty much cut his promo. Boom, Rollins comes out at the end of that, and pretty much have a little stare down, and then Rollins tells him, "Get well soon, because the sooner you heal up, the sooner I can beat your ass and retire you for good." I'll put money Punk and Rollins all day long. That's my boys, man. They're both over. CM Punk's over anywhere he goes. Come on. Rollins over with his song. Just in the ring, they're both incredible. And then Rollins gets in the ring and cuts his promo. And then, boom, Jey Uso interrupts him. Yeet!
Yeet! Sorry.
I can't wait to be at the Royal Rumble and do that in person. Anyways. But yeah, Jey Uso comes out, and him and Rollins have a stare down in the ring. And that transitions into main event Jey Uso, who is your current Intercontinental Champion, facing off against Xavier Woods. Here in the last, few weeks, we've been seeing a different side of Xavier. He went from the New Day colors to wearing New Day black.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of switching it up a bit. Him and Kofi's been kind of like throwing each other there, you know what I mean? He's losing. What do you guys think Xavier's going to do? Is he going to stay a babyface with Kofi, or is he going to turn on Kofi and it's going to lead to a match at Royal Rumble or Mania? Or What are we getting here?
You go ahead, Ryan.
I feel like the telltale signs are there. I feel like that Xavier's going to be a heel. I mean, that's just I don't like how they're putting it. Do I think they're gonna have a match at Mania? I don't know. It's kind of too early for that. In my point or in my book in that case, do I think they'll have a match on maybe like a Survivor Series, or maybe on maybe at Royal Rumble or something? Maybe pay-per-view before Mania or something, possibly. But I think Xavier's definitely going to turn heel for sure.
I agree. I don't think this goes to a singles match at Mania. I don't think they're going to wait till then. I do see, like Ryan mentioned, this going to like a Survivor Series PLE or something, and I do think it's going to be Xavier turning. Listen, Kofi, out of the three, how many of the three have won WWE Gold before?
2.
Okay, who hasn't?
Xavier.
All right, out of the three, who would you say that, big matches that's been put together out of the three, who you think's had the less of out of the three?
Xavier.
Minus the King of the Ring.
True. That is true. Xavier, if it's done correctly, and he changes a lot about it, he's got to quit the whole up, down. He's got to cut all that.
Yeah.
I know I don't know how much of a extra on the side he makes for doing all that for the WWE socials and but he's going to have to not be publicized with doing all he's going to have to get so dark to the point when what I mean by that, he's going to have to really dig down to be more evil and more conniving. If they're really if the end game here is to have Kofi and Xavier at a Mania, which I don't think is if that's the case, either other people are going to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't going to be a singles match, or they really going to have to build this story to the point where Xavier just keeps beating. This is what I would do. I would have Big E come out, get in the ring, try to calm his brethren down, and to the point where Kofi's ready to leave the ring, says, well, we're good, and Xavier's acting like we're good. Kofi is out there getting ready to leave, and he starts to leave. Xavier legit comes back in as Big E shakes his hand and will legit, I don't know what bumps Big E can take because of his neck right now, but do something so heinous. If he could take a bump or two and then put Big E back out on the show where he's stretchered out, and then have Kofi be to the point where he's, so upset and he's hurt and he's crying in the ring. And Big E is convulsing, shaking, and have Raw go off there or Smack, whatever, and keep building that, because that's what it's going to take. Sometimes I'm a firm believer the heel has to lead the dance in the story to get the people to be able to draw the heat for the babyface to get more over. Because in the end, the heel's job is to get the babyface over. And the babyface can't do it without the heel. Now, you could say vice versa too, but I think Xavier's heel turn is inevitable at this point. It would shock me if they went the other way. It really would if it was Kofi. I don't know. I do like this. I think they should have done this a long time ago. I really do. I think this has been in the making. It should have been done a couple years back. I really do.
Now,
whoop. We lost.
Whoa.
Well,
do you have something to do with this?
Listen.
Does the Revolution have something to do with Rymode disappearing all of a sudden?
The Revolution just may have had to put one of us out because maybe they did not like the way that one was talking to me. But, I didn't do the signal of excellence for it. I did not. So hopefully he can come back on here soon. But I didn't.
Anyways, like I was saying, do we get Big E as like a special guest referee? Maybe
Could be.
Like you was mentioning, I don't know what bumps he can take and what he can't. I know he's been getting his neck and stuff checked out.
Yeah, I don't know what he's cleared on. So I mean,
But I agree. Like have Xavier do that like ultimate heel,
yeah,
spot with Kofi, like not Kofi, excuse me, Big E's neck or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and just have Raw go off the air like that, or SmackDown, or whatever they're on.
Right.
And
I
just
agree.
Build the story, build, to make Xavier an ultimate heel.
Right.
I mean,
I think so, man. I think it's been long overdue. I've been saying this to all my wrestling friends and stuff for a long time. This needed to happen 2 years ago, but it's just. But I'm happy. It seems like it's happening now. So better late than never.
Well, then after the match, Jey Uso beat Xavier Woods. Woods refused to handshake Uso, and Kingston told, "Yeah, he beat me. I'm not shaking his hand."
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it is. I'm not going to shake his hand. He beat me. And then Breaker came out of nowhere with a spear.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jackie Redmond backstage asked why the change in attitude from Braun Breaker, and he just walked away.
Right.
Give me that ultimate badass Braun Breaker heel character, please.
I know they kept
not because of his dad, not because of his uncle. Let him build his own character and run with it.
Listen, people were saying that when he paid respect to Jay last week or the week before, whatever, when he lost, he came out to the ring, he shook hands and he said, "Good job, Oos," or, I didn't believe it. I didn't buy it. I thought this was just a matter of, them trying to make Braun look like he's going to be a babyface, who's going to swerve us. Braun, listen, at this point, like you said, let him be the ultimate badass because he is. Did you know that they've clocked him? I forget how fast this dude is, like when he's running, like on the break to do his spirit. Like this dude, legit, he is an athlete. He is a special talent. And right now, Jay needs a good, heel to go up against right now in that, mid. I don't want to say necessarily mid-card division, but the IC title is super important. And right now, let it be Braun. Let Braun, cook right now with Jay and draw that heat and let them continue to sell the tickets. And because people are going to want to see it. Jey Uso is one of the most over talents right now in wrestling. Period. And it might be a majority of it. People say it's because of his music when he comes out and, the vibe. But Jay, he could go. I think Jay's a really good wrestler. I think he, at times, is trying to learn how to adapt to being a single superstar.
Right.
But, but I love it. I just hope this continues. Hopefully they can keep building off of it.
Then we move on to the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is an absolute incredible talent.
Yes.
I loved his work in the United Kingdom.
Yep.
NXT UK. His whole championship run. But when they switched him to Butch.
Oh, yeah.
Cut it. That was the worst thing ever.
Right.
Incredible match.
Wait a minute. What is going on here?
Wait, what?
What happened? What are you? What is going on here, Chris? Is there something going on here?
Listen,
what is going on?
Oh, well, listen. I would never treat my two brothers like this at all. Like I said, you guys have been nothing but kind to me. But like I mentioned before, there are other ears listening, and there is a revolution going on. And yes, I told you, I am here to make sure this ship is run correctly, just as my father and your father, Leather Daddy Doug, is doing currently at OVW. So, like I said, let's continue to make this podcast continue to grow. Let's make this show continually become better each and every week. And I'm actually enjoying this. And like I said, I promise you, I had nothing to do with this at all. So hopefully, I'm glad to see that you're back, Ryan. We was talking about the Donnybrook match on Raw.
Well, I guess we'll just continue to roll with these punches. I don't know what's going on, people. Chris, I don't know if the Revolution's behind this or not, but you obviously know more in the Revolution than I do. But okay.
I have. What can I say? I have my connections, and they love me, and I love them.
Well, apparently, people are definitely watching. So the Donnybrook match. This match was, oh my gosh, a huge, big deal. Oh my gosh, like the emotions that they made you feel in this match, this Donnybrook match. Oh my gosh, I love how hardcore it got too.
Yes,
like, I'm a sucker for hardcore matches. Like, I love hardcore matches.
Both guys, man, they hit hard. They're pretty rough in there, man. They're not gonna. There's nothing light that they're gonna do at all. None of them. Like they all can go. Brian was talking a little bit ago about how Pete, in the UK, like before they turned him in the butch, when they turned him in the butch, yes, it was a little bit fun and it was, fight night and, but Pete Dunne has been the best when he is doing what he's doing, like currently. And then Sheamus, obviously, he's a hard hitter too. You put two of them guys in there where Pete can be himself. Sheamus is always normally himself. It creates a lot of, great potential in that ring. And,
Hold up. You wait a damn second.
Look at this.
Hold up. I am not dealing with this tonight.
Well, listen,
you deserve to get creamed. Do you understand?
He's asking for it, isn't he?
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about. We was just trying to talk about the Donnybrook match.
Hold up. No. We're not gonna go through this, man.
Oh my gosh! Did you listen? I told you there is a higher level of intelligence.
This must be a hostile takeover.
I told you. Listen, I have not even done. Well, I just did that. All it takes is this: the signal of excellence, you guys. That's all it's going to take. Now, can we please get back on the right footing here?
Can we get back on track here?
Yeah, let's get back on track
before I find somebody to cream this man, because I'm over
now,
it.
See, it's stuff like that the higher level of intelligence. Oh,
what is going on? This is just haywire. This is just hardcore haywire.
I told you, gentlemen, there's a revolution going on. And the revolution always wins. Just remember that.
Oh my gosh. Can we continue?
Yes, we was talking about the Donnybrook match before. I keep completely getting so rudely interrupted. As I was saying, that both Pete Dunne and Sheamus both, when they're able to fully be themselves and they're not micromanaged down, which they're not anymore, I feel like, they can put on a banger of a match. And I think that's what we had, gentlemen.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, they have great chemistry in the ring. And that year it was it Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania?
At WrestleMania last year.
That was one of my favorite freaking triple threat
39.
matches.
Yes.
I said 38.
Like, just from the hard hitting and everything.
Yes. Them guys were trying to legit, I think, like, make their chests look like hamburger meat. That's how bad they were hitting each other.
Yeah.
But I'd seen Sheamus getting the win over Pete Dunne, this week.
Yeah.
Kind of going like a back and forth. Give me a best of 7 with them. Like, I know I say that for a lot of matches, but this is one storyline with these two guys that are incredible, in the ring or whatnot. And I'd love to see a best of 7 with them.
Me too. I'm for it, even if the story doesn't fully. I feel like it's one of these. This could be one of them feuds that, if it's continuously done right, you could just have that be the story being told with the hard hitting, in ring work. Like And, I'm not a fan of the best of 7 matches always going to a match 7. Like, I feel like, because you see in sports where you see a 4-1 winner, a 4-2, like, but most of the time when you do best of 7, don't they typically go to a 7th match? Like, if we're going to be suspend our disbelief, you don't always have to have that match 7, but typically in wrestling, that's what it does go to. And if it's done correctly, it makes sense. But I've seen some in the past. I'm just like, really,
Right.
But I think these two could really do good with that.
Like, I've seen some in the past. It just gets to where the match drags on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the series drags on. It's not, pull an audience that's storytelling. But I feel like these two guys, it'd be great.
Yes.
Because from bell to bell, they just hard hitting.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I'm guessing the next match was a 10-woman tag team match here. As we had Natalya, Carter, Chance, Vega, and Valkyria versus Stark, Baszler, DeVille, Dawn, and Fire. What did you guys think of the match? Like,
go ahead, Brian.
Oh my gosh, I liked it. I mean, it was a decent match. It was, I wouldn't call it filler because none of the women's matches are filler anymore.
They used to be bathroom breaks, but not anymore.
They used to be bathroom breaks, but not anymore. No longer bathroom breaks. I like that they were kind of putting, 10-woman tag match. I like that they were kind of giving them a place on the card. Still on the card. I mean, I guess that kind of equates for filler. I don't know. But it was, even if it was filler, there's still meaning behind the match because each team had a reason with why they were going, after each different people on the team or on each team, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I liked it.
I agree.
I couldn't agree more. I think, you had a lot of talent in there that, getting a lot of them, the television time is very, in my opinion, very key. And for Triple H to put a lot of the talent out there who may not be getting a lot of the TV time that we would have seen other, in the past, like I said, it used to be filler. To us, it ain't filler anymore. And I don't think Triple H makes it feel that way. And, I like, and I'm a big fan of in particular, getting as much talent on television that you can to get the audience familiar with them. But you can't do that every single week because of the storytelling. But like, if you can do it in situations like this, it makes a lot of sense because then you get certain people that, oh, who's this person? I don't really know him, but I like her or I like him. You can start relating and identifying more about a talent the more you see them on television, whether it's a pro or if it's a con. So like, I'm always a big fan of it if it's done correctly. And I didn't have no issue with it. I thought it served its purpose.
I agree. So now we move on to a great main event. Sami Zayn versus World Heavyweight Champion Gunther.
Yes.
They put on a hell of a match for the main event of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Sami.
And the hear me out. That lariat that Gunther gave Sami when he tried to do the haluva kick. Man.
Sami is the dude that he's not going to be your favorite. He's not going to be anything. You might not even think of him in a certain situation or a story. But as soon as they insert him into that underdog from the underground role, that he always goes by, you always find yourself partly, I feel like, always rooting for him. Look, just the way he sells, the way he's just so believable. And guys, Gunther, that dude is a pro. He is a constant, to me, throwback of like, of what a heavyweight champion should be. Like, and like his heel work, he is just so on fire, man. Like, and his promo ability, I remember people said he was having a hard time with that initially. I never thought that, But if anything, I think he's proved to everybody, like, this dude legit gets it. He went from, the segments he had with, telling Bret Hart his favorite wrestler. Like, he is just so smart and knows how to get people. And then when he saw Goldberg, telling Goldberg, when I said, yeah, you was my favorite wrestler, in front of Bret, like, I didn't really mean that, like, just knowing how to get people, and he's being inserted with legends like that, that's a big deal. And like Triple H legitimately, have you guys even seen the record win and loss rate, like with the championship? Gunther, since he's been in the WWE, his win and loss record on top of his win and loss column record to hold a title is like a 91% winning percentage to be in the, matches total. And he's held a title since he's been in WWE, if you include the UK. When he's held something about 90% of the time. 90% of the time winning percentage, 90% time of always having a piece of gold.
That dude's an absolute future legend.
He is. Yeah. And people every week are like, he's not that good. Like, I'm like, how is he not good? He is everything. He is a beast. The dude is, you're not supposed to like him. And people forget. Mm-hmm. He's a heel. You're not supposed to like the dude. The dude is that good in the ring. We just mentioned about the triple threat he had at Mania. I mean, every match this dude has. And I love the basic sleeping hold maneuver coming back and putting the close to the rope grabbing Sami Zayn. He's going to Hulk up. His, brother is only like doing his inner Hulk, like trying to Hulk up. And then Gunther locks it right back in. And what happens? Sammy passes up. That is perfect, like, to me, using, not constant athleticism to get your story over, but telling the story in the confines of the ring, using the what's around you to your advantage. Gunther locking that in, it was very credible, believable. Sammy sold it like $1 million, like he always does. Them two dudes literally proved once again, and especially Gunther, that there is a reason why he's got that winning percentage, and that's at like 91 or 92%. Like, and people say, well, that don't matter. It's wrestling. Well, tell me somebody else who's got that much of a,
right.
I mean, he's just, like you said, right. He is a beast, and I hope that they do not try to do any. I don't think Triple H would, but I hope they don't try to turn him babyface anytime soon, because I don't think he needs that. I don't think that they need to drop the title off him anytime soon. I want to see him have a massive reign like he did with that IC title.
Yes, yeah, I second that.
And I told Ryan, like, you have your superstars that you can tell who need to be heel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like their whole entire career type.
Let him.
Then you got your ones that you're like, I don't know if a babyface would work.
Yeah.
Right. And Gunther is one of those people to me.
He doesn't need to be. I agree with that.
He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. What else could you ask for?
Hey, guys, he gets it. You can look at him and that, like, you guys have watched wrestling long enough, like I have. We can watch. Yes, we might be I'm not a professional wrestler. I don't know what it's like to travel up and down the roads, taking bumps. Like, I'm not ever going to put myself in that. But I will say this, as a well-informed fan who's been a devoted fan for years, I can tell you how many times I've looked at wrestlers and say, they've got it, but they don't have it.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Oh, yeah. And taking bumps don't feel good. I can vouch for that.
Oh, I believe you, brother.
Yeah. Same. Oh, wow. So, yeah. No, that main event. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. This keeps happening.
Well, you guys got to understand something. There is a reason why I think you both were so nervous to not talk about my neck of the woods first as we started this, because I have a feeling that this next, and in my opinion, most important part of the show, we get to give compliments. We get to give our affection, our admiration. We get to do everything for our founding father, Leather Daddy Doug. And let me tell y'all, don't he look good in leather? Nobody looks as good as he does.
No comment. I guess we'll jump into.
I guess just take it away, Chris.
Well, gentlemen, I never thought you would ask. So, OVW's Rise had its way at Hot Point Davis Arena. If you're watching this on Saturday, it happened on Thursday. And let me tell you, it was another revolutionary night. Yes, it was.
Goodness.
We start the show by all of the OVW locker room being formed at the ringside. And let me go ahead and tell you, I was being harassed multiple times by two individuals that I do not want to mention or give any form of anything positive for them at this point. But I will tell you this. We start with everybody at the ring, and we have the so-called CEO or whoever's in somewhat of charge trying to declare, and let me mention this, falsely accuse my father, Leather Daddy Doug, with all that artificial intelligence footage that we had from the previous week at OVW, where he was shown wrecking the outside OVW locker room. My father is a great father. He would never do something like that at all. So whoever orchestrated that footage, and let me tell you something, Cal Hero and Cash Flow, I'm beginning to think you guys don't get it. Because both of you come out there, you try to whine and moan and groan your way to get your way because you don't like our father, Leather Daddy Doug. So the show opens up with them going to now put him under further review because of his actions and of everything that's been going on, which, let me tell you, it's going to get thrown out because my father has got the best lawyers in the business. And let me tell you something else. Cash Flow, Cal Hero, and an entire OVW locker room is now going to have the opportunity to dress in and out of the locker room again, which they did not deserve, by the way, for how they've been treating my father. And so I'm actually willing to overlook that part, okay? I actually get it, and I think my father actually gets it, even though it came as a blindside, and it shouldn't have happened to begin with. So therefore, as everybody's exiting, and a lot of the people couldn't see because it went to a commercial break, we get to the point where Doug comes out. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting so excited. Doug comes out before the break, and he's legitimately telling everyone that this isn't fair and it's not fair. And he mentions that on Halloween night, we are going to have a special Halloween television episode called Hell Night, where you spin the wheel and you make a deal. And let me tell you something. This is going to be a very, very intriguing and revolutionary night because I promise you that our father, Leather Daddy Doug, will make it his own personal way to ensure the integrity of his inheritance of OVW is well protected. Because at the end of the day, people, what does everybody really want? Pun intended, and no, it's not Al Snow's head. It is not head. It is Leather Daddy Doug and the signal of excellence, the revolution.
Oh my gosh.
So let me say, I'm still not done. So we go to commercial. As all of this is going and everybody's trying to leave, let me bring up these two individuals while I have this platform to do so. Omar Amir and Luscious Lawrence. I'll give them credit where credit's due. Very talented individuals, mind you. Former tag team champions. They've accomplished so many different things. But they made the mistake when they started picking with me. And I'll begin to tell you why. I have been a paying customer. I bought a ticket just like everybody else has done in that arena. And I'm there to watch and be entertained, not to be the laughing mockery of the entire building because they deem it necessary to take out their frustrations and their shortcomings on me. And let me begin to tell you both something. There's going to be hardly any more cream here in the near future because I promise you this. They continue to cream me week in and week out multiple times some weeks. I had so much cream in my hair, it took me multiple showers to get it out. I smelt like it. My own wife didn't like it. She was laughing at me. My own family was laughing at me. I had children laughing at me, calling me Cream Pie Crisp, Krispy Kreme, all types of horrible names that I should not be called. And this face used to be beautiful. It used to be. Oh, look at that.
What?
It's horrible. I mean, listen, I'm just saying there's a higher level of intelligence also watching this show, even higher than mine.
Dude, are you kidding me right now?
What is going on?
Listen, I told you, I'm here to make sure the ship is run smoothly. So OVW's whole theme of last night was to teach a lesson to the entire OVW locker room. And yes, we had Angelica Risk, who right now is the #1 contender for J-Rod, the Ultimate Athletes OVW Women's Championship. And, you know, she could come out and say, let's get risky. Let's do this. Let's do that. But at the end of the day, she's not the queen. She's not the Ultimate Athlete. She's not the one who's the current OVW Women's Champion. And I'm going to be here to tell you firsthand, Angelica, you are not going to be the one. And just as, you know, our 2 newest members who made the right decision to join, as you saw last week. And not only did they join, guess what happened, gentlemen? They walked out with some good hardware. We have Star Rider, who is now firmly the star of the show. Our newly Rush Divisions champion. And let me tell you, we have a mountain of a man. We have Mount Kadeem, who is now our OVW heavyweight champion. And guess what? You can't move him because he's immovable. So you know what, gentlemen? I would say the Revolution has had a splendid last 2 weeks. And, you know, we had, you know, a couple of other matches that we could talk about, you know, and nothing against, you know, but I want to stick with the Revolution. I mean, Lou, see what you guys are doing? You are not obeying authority. You're going to get us kicked off the air because of our higher level of intelligence. And, you know, the OVW, you know what? I want to talk about one match in particular, the OVW Tag Team Championship match that we've seen happen at Rise.
What a fluke.
Oh, it was not a fluke. See, Brian, this is definitely a fluke. Here's the deal. AJZ and Dalton McKenzie, 2 monster athletes who are super athletic, super talented, and super intelligent.
2 grizzly bears.
Well, they are 2 smart, intelligent, and very forceful grizzly bears, Ryan, is all I can say. And I will tell you this. Luscious and Omar thought they were going to have the last laugh, and everybody was laughing when I was getting creamed. All it took was for me to do this. And my father and yours made the right decision by making exactly. That's all it takes, guys. See, I have that type of power. And all it took was for me to throw up the signal of excellence. And my father and yours truly made the right decision by putting Luscious and Omar. Well, Omar, let's just say he fell backstage. Okay. So therefore, to have a tag team title match, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, typically you got to have 2 people on both sides. So our father made the right decision. He made the right decision by making sure.
Not my father.
Well, listen, he is our father. And he made the right decision by putting a championship match for all of the OVW family and everybody watching around the world. And that's exactly what we had. We had a handicap tag team championship match. And listen, take nothing away from Luscious. Luscious really showed like he can go, and he actually held his own for a long, long time. And then slowly but surely, Omar had to come out and try to steal Luscious's spotlight. And what happens? They actually pin. But here's the thing. They actually didn't win because Omar inserted himself back into the match, whereas before mentioned, it was a handicap tag team championship match, which later would showcase that the match would end without them having the titles because it was originally supposed to be Omar. It's not our fault that Omar was not able to be out there to help his tag team partner. If anything, it shows me that Omar's loyalty to Luscious might not be as strong as we might think. So therefore, the real OVW tag team champions, AJZ, Dalton McKenzie. That's right. They are still our OVW tag team champions. Now, gentlemen, I'm actually going to be kind enough. I'm going to let you guys speak and remind you, all it's going to take is this. So remind you, be careful what you say, because I'm being generous enough. Exactly. So I'm going to let both of you take the floor, but be very mindful of what you say, because there is a higher level of intelligence listening. Gentlemen.
First of all, blah, blah, blah. Second of all, I will not argue that it was a handicap match.
Smart man.
I will not argue that. Man. But I will say that your rightful tag team champions should be Beaches and Cream.
Brian,
do you agree,
Brian, please tell me that you have saw the light after all of this, the soliloquy that I've went into in my time that I have granted you guys, that you guys, especially you, Brian, come on now. You have to see that this was just fair and square. It was what it was, right? I mean, come on, you of all people have to agree.
I don't know if I can agree.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I can agree. I think somebody should cream this man rather for me to agree with this match.
You know what? It's stuff like this. You guys keep saying I'm going to get creamed. You know, that is part of the problem. See, OVW is too focused on me. I'm not a professional wrestler, although I'm not going to lie. I do look mighty handsome. Yes, I do.
Hey, Chris, I have a recommendation for that cream. You can use it on your head to shave.
This better be good.
Yeah, yes. use the cream on your head to shave it.
You know what? I had somebody else mention this to me Thursday, and I believe it was a kid, and I can't remember which one it was. But you know what? I had so much in my hair that even my wife actually even mentioned that I could have actually shaved it. And you know what? It is super embarrassing when your own wife looks at you and she's like, I'm actually even disgusted at the fact that I have to sit here and look at you at this point. And I love her with all my heart, and she loves me. But it's literally because I literally can't stand the fact that Beaches and Cream has not only ruined my professional life, they're starting to ruin my personal life. And you know what? Beaches and Cream, this is not the end. I promise you, this is only the beginning, because you've started something. The whole OVW family has started something that they can't get themselves out of, and they keep hoping and begging that Al Snow, and I love me some Al Snow. I really do. And look at this. Look at that. See, me mentioning the one man that shouldn't be mentioned right now, because let me tell you, when Al does decide, if he does decide to come back, is this what everybody keeps rumoring? It's not even been talked about on television. Understand this. Who was
wrestling
over Al? That would be our Father. So I think it would be in the best interest of everyone to follow the light, stay out of the path of the revolution, join. That's all we're asking. Be loyal soldiers. That's all we're asking. And Doug doesn't even have to do this. And let me tell you something else. Everybody keeps saying and hoping for something to change. If anything, OVW is a lot better, in a better place because of our Father. And look at this. See, it's stuff like this. See, Brian, what happens, this is a perfect example of what happens when people start making fun of me. And see, your feed starts going out. Oh, my goodness. But listen, I didn't tell anybody. It just shows you the power that the revolution has on any form of network, podcast, or anything. So let me ask you before we move on. Do you want to repeat one more time who the rightful winners of that tag team title match is? Because I'm pretty sure we misheard you. I'm pretty sure you meant to say the revolution.
I think Beaches and Cream. Somebody's feeling creamy.
You know what, Ryan? You guys are testing my patience. You know, and the sad part is I love both of you. You're both like brothers to me. I just wish you could see the light like I have. So we move ahead.
Hey, head up. I did see the light when I walked back into the doors of Davis Arena this week.
Smart man.
Wait. What?
That's all I need to say.
Hey, Ryan, you might want to stay, glued for coming weeks, because guess what? Like I've always said, we're always one step ahead, my man. We're always actually no. Stand corrected on that. I'm always 2 steps ahead, and my Father is always 3 to 4 steps ahead. So you know what, Ryan, we're going to give you, the revolution is going to give you a full week to come and see the light. Same as well. I mean, I feel like Brian's on the right path. He's starting to see the light. I think within the next week, I'm going to see that both of you are proud followers and honorary members. Because guess what? Even I don't deserve to be a full member. But we can be honorary ones, and we can be proud followers and proud soldiers. So next week, I want to see both of you. I want to see both of you make a revolutionary statement.
Hey, I was just saying I seen the lights of Hot Point Davis Arena. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
Take that how you please. Take it with a grain of salt. But in the next coming weeks, take it how you please.
I have a feeling that this podcast in the coming weeks, it's going to get very revolutionary.
Oh, God.
Wink, wink.
Oh, my gosh.
They're trying to take over, Ryan. Can't let them.
This must be a hostile takeover.
So, with that being said, I digress, and I'm wasting all of our proud listeners. I need to get back on track a little bit. I will admit I kind of get out of sorts when I talk about my Father. So we move ahead. Beaches of Cream, they got the cream. And they didn't leave with the gold. We developed more with more of the story that's leading toward our main event. And also, Will Austin. Let me ask you guys something. I even myself don't trust him. Obviously, our Father don't trust him. What do you guys think about Will Austin? Do you think that he should be in the revolution? At this point, should he even be in the ring at this point? Even though we know he's super talented, do you think because he is disobeying our Father's authority that he should even be getting a remote chance, even though he won the Amnesty Battle Royal?
See, I thought that Will was a part of the Revolution. I thought he was with you all.
Well, obviously he's not, because at this point, I think our Father's made it clear he don't even want him to be even remotely near him. So it speaks volumes that one Will Austin, who is super talented and has got his whole future ahead of him, because he is the future, right? Yeah. You would beg the question to ask, what is missing? You know what's missing? It's the fact that he is still not established proof of his loyalty to the Revolution. So, Will, if you're listening, if you want to get in the good graces of our Father, Leather Daddy Doug, you got to win him over, man. Speaking about over, man, did you notice that there was one EC3 who was advertised that didn't show up?
Yeah, what happened with that?
Well, you know, let's just say I actually don't even, let's just say that.
Dude, I'm tired of them trying to take over our podcast.
Yeah, I'm really
this is getting really ridiculous.
Well, let's just put it this way, gentlemen. EC3 had an obligation, and he did not meet that obligation. And you notice, he could go around saying he's all over, man, but he's 10 pounds lighter of gold, if you haven't noticed of late. And you know what? That is the one piece of gold that the Revolution needs. And you know, unfortunately for poor EC3, the odds of him retaining that in the coming weeks or even the coming months, you got to meet your obligations, my man. You got to be able to make the shows, man, if you're over. So I will tell you both this. EC3, you will be put on revolutionary notice. Learn to meet your obligations, sir. Learn to meet them.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, man.
I don't know where we go from here.
You know where you could go from here?
To get you creamed.
Where's that?
That's where we can go. To Beaches and Cream to get you creamed if you keep it up.
We will not talk about them two clowns more than we need to. The thing that we will talk about is our main event.
Yeah, that clown you got running around with you, Shannon the douche.
You know what? Shannon, the dude.
The douche.
The douche.
I would at one time agree with you. But you know what? He dropped the jar of mayonnaise that he was running with. And that would be one Atom Revolver. Because let's just be honest. I'm actually giving him too much credit. He's probably Miracle Whip at this point. Shannon has got a lot of potential to help us if he stays committed. And believe me when I tell you this, he is being watched by that higher level of intelligence. Just as the entire OVW is. In the main event of OVW Rise concludes with our three guys of the Revolution. The OVW. Oh, look what happened here. Exactly. Again, listen.
What is going on here?
My hands are clean on this one, brother.
Are you in control of something over there?
I'm not in control. Like I said, there's a higher level of intelligence watching this show. And it is clear as day what is happening. I promised you from the moment I came on here, we run this ship. So the main event, as I was trying to say, was a 3-on-2 handicap match that Cal Hero and Cashflow put upon themselves against our mountain of an OVW heavyweight champion, Mount Kadeem, and our OVW media heavyweight champion, Tony Gunn. And you know, at the end of the day, our guys got the job done. We didn't need any other assistance from anybody. We've got it all under control because that's what we do. And you know, listen, all the fans, the children, even a lot of the adults, they want their OVW to be full of thigh slapping. They want it to be full of fanny packs. They want it to be full of chops. They want certifications. They want the baddies. They want all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, what does everybody want? They want the revolution. And you know, they're not the only ones, gentlemen. I'm actually waited to the end of this show to debut my honorary heavyweight fan championship that is been custom made, that I've held for a whole year, that I've not even put on television or anything. And that would be the very first ever.
What? Wait. What's going on? Why does this keep happening? You know something. Chris, you know something.
Well, before I was so rudely interrupted again, Ryan, let me explain something. Now we have more hardware in the revolution because I am debuting the very first ever OVW Sports Entertainment Fan Heavyweight Championship. What happens when you put two entities together to create a product, right? As one would say. Well, you get a Jordan branded North Carolina from my home state, the Pride Land, not in this horrible state of Kentucky that we unfortunately have to deal with. But you know, that's another topic for another day. The North Carolina Jordan branded title. And you know what, gentlemen? I'm going to give both of you an opportunity of a lifetime. Moving forward on this show, if you think you can out-predict my predictions, if you think you can out-think me, if you think you can out-debate me, which is probably not going to happen. Let's just call it what it is. You know, and that's okay. Then you will somehow be awarded this prestigious title for the week. So what do you say, gentlemen? Let's make the final count revolutionary once and for all.
So you mean to tell me we offer this guy a spot on our podcast?
Yeah, our
podcast. This man joins Revolution.
What?
This man debuts a championship on our show.
On our show.
Are you kidding me?
It's beautiful, ain't it? It's not as beautiful as me.
Shine it up because you won't have it long, bud.
Yeah, you won't. You definitely won't have it long.
You know what? It's talk like that you got to remember. I'm not the only dog in the fight. And you see,
wait a
all
second.
it takes is the signal of excellence. But don't worry, gentlemen. I am a proud defending champion of this, and I'm going to prove it. And you know what the crazy thing about it is?
And now he's just laughing about it.
You know what the
We'll see
crazy
how long
thing
he keeps
about
it.
this is? Beaches and Cream, they thought they won something. They did. And the crazy thing is, I'm not even a wrestler. And I've been awarded something so more prestigious than they could ever obtain.
Ryan, you know what?
What's that?
I think that championship would look better with one of us with TFC spray painted across the front of that.
I think so too.
Instead of that ugly North Carolina that's on that.
Yeah.
I love Jordan, but that North Carolina, get that crap out of here.
And exactly. My first case of business, when I get that title, when I take that title from you, Madman Chris, that will be to write TFC on that title.
You know what? There's a saying in life that, facts really don't care about your feelings. But you know what? Sometimes your feelings are a little bit bigger than the actual factual thing going on. And the facts are, gentlemen, and the Final Count is a perfect platform. It is. But who's to say that the seeds was not planted a long time ago? For when you guys were wanting to reach out to me, who's to say that these seeds were not already planted? Like I've told you, what did I say from the beginning of this show? And for the weeks we've been away, how many steps do you think I'm ahead now? Because I promise you this, and to all the listeners out there right now, you will not want to miss any future episodes of the Final Count. Because I promise you this, I guarantee you it will be revolutionary. Because what does everybody want?
Me as the champion.
La Revolution.
You know what? I'm about tired of all this that's been going on tonight. I'm tired of this revolution bull crap.
Wait. We got stuff to do before we go. We can't just abruptly end the show.
Now, without this guy getting creamed any longer, I think we got bills to pay.
We do got bills to pay. So can we?
I will allow that.
With this?
Here, let me send it off right here. You ready, guys? When you go to ColinNobleBrand.com, use our promo code FinalCountKY to save yourself 10% at checkout. That is right. ColinNobleBrand.com, promo code FinalCountKY to save 10%.
And you could take the time right now and shop at WWEshop.com using our personal link in the description of this episode below.
Head over to jcountyapp.com now to get your official Final Count hoodie for $45 and t-shirts only $25. That is the first t-shirts and the only hoodies we have currently right now. But be on the lookout for possibly more hoodies coming soon. But you can also get your official t-shirts, the second version of the t-shirts, on our website. And Brian, can you go ahead and tell everyone where they can find out our website?
Yes, I'm going to have Ryan put it in the top of the description below. It's been redone. More items to come. Check it out. You can personally message me on Facebook, message Chris, message Ryan. We'll get to you guys as quick as possible. We'll get this stuff out to you, man.
And don't forget to check out the audio version of this podcast. You can catch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and iTunes.
That's right. Pretty much anywhere on any platform, guys. And if you head over to w.gg, use promo code FinalCountKY to save yourself 10% checkout. It is your taste buds' favorite energy drink. That's right. w.gg, promo code FinalCountKY.
Real quick. We've sponsored a lot of things. I'm going to politely ask, before I give the signal of excellence to do it for you, why don't you roll that graphic one more time so everybody out there can go buy a Revolution t-shirt?
I have no idea what you're talking about, bud.
Really?
That must be somebody on your end or in the production truck that you have a link with.
Then if I have to do it, then by all means. Here we go.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. Look at that. Go ahead right now. Go to shopovw.com. You can get any form of the revolutionary color t-shirt, whether it be the red and black, the white and red. It doesn't matter because you will be representing the greatest thing going today. And that is the revolution, baby.
Join the revolution.
We are not sponsored by the Revolution.
Are you kidding me?
What is?
Like I told you guys are going to start to understand that there is a higher level of intelligence. I've said this like 20 times now, even higher than my intelligence, which I have a pretty good IQ, mind you.
Well, so one up you, we do got another sponsor to talk about. You want to go ahead and pull that one up?
Which one are we going for?
A certain someone is who we're going for. Or did we already pull him up? We might have already pulled him up. We probably did. Oh, yeah. Head on over
to Give me a second here.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
So if you head on over to collarandelbowbrand.com, use our promo code FinalCountKY to save 10% at checkout. You will be supporting not only the Final Count, but you will also be supporting Al Snow and all of the guys over at collarandelbowbrand.com. So go get yourself some nice Collar and Elbow brand swag and tell Al Snow the Final Count sent you. What you think about that, Madman?
I think that you're going to find out in the few coming weeks that the great Al Snow, as great as he is, and he is great, he's done a lot for this business. You're going to find out that Leather Daddy Doug is just simply better. You don't believe me? Watch.
We will see about that. But we also have some shows to promote real quick before we get out of here and get over this Revolution stuff for this week, I guess.
It's been a wonderful podcast, gentlemen. Such a wonderful podcast.
Some would say it's only the beginning. Which one do you want to start with?
Just in no particular order.
All right. Boom.
All right. We have Grindhouse Pro Wrestling, a Nightmare on Spring Street, and that is coming up on October 27th. That is at the arena, 1416 Spring Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Doors open at 2 p.m. Bell time is at 3 p.m. Don't know where you can get tickets at, but you can get tickets at the door, I believe, for sure. And for pricing, you can also go on to their Facebook page for pricing on tickets as well, because I don't have that right in front of me right now.
Yes, and you can also see Too Tough Tony at the door as well.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Grindhouse is absolutely amazing. They put on great shows, well worth the money for your family.
Shout out to the lovely Miss Larkin, my favorite one over there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And without further ado, man, let's go back to the second of 5. Here we are.
All right, this one is a big one here. Stampede. It's called, the show is called Stampede. It is Bullpen Pro Wrestling. It is on, the debut show is on Saturday, November 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, that is correct. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is at Our Lady of Perpetual Hops, 300 Foundation Court, New Albany, Indiana. General admission $10, and front row tickets are only $15. So, I mean, look at who you got on the card. Xia Brookside is on the card, and she's with TNA currently, and then also former WWE star Donovan Dijak is on this card in the main event for the is it the heavyweight title, I believe. And you'll hear more on that actually coming up next week. We have a special interview that will be going out next week. So you'll be able to catch that next week. Probably come out on Thursday or possibly Wednesday. It'll be a special spotlight show. You'll hear more on that next week, or you'll see that next week rather. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that interview next week. That spotlight regarding everything with Bullpen Pro Wrestling.
And I guess we'll let Chris do this one because it's got Leather Daddy Doug on it.
Yeah.
So I'll let him read this one, I guess.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are allowing me to do this. And my father and yours as well, Leather Daddy Doug, invites all of you to a special night at Hot Point Davis Arena. It is called Halloween Hell Night. That's right. The wheel decides your fate. Nobody will know who they will face. You spin the wheel and make the deal. And nobody knows what the stipulations will be. Will you spin the wheel and make the deal? It's simple as that. Get your tickets now at ovwtix.com, because I promise you this, it will be revolutionary.
Anyway,
before that night, you can there's going to be trick-or-treating in the parking lot of OVW Hot Point Davis Arena. Halloween party in the parking lot with your favorite OVW superstars. OVW superstars will be passing out candy to the kids before doors open at 6 p.m. Show us your best Halloween costume, adults and kids costume contest with first, second, and third place prizes. All this takes place Thursday, October 31st on Halloween. Again, that's at Hot Point Davis Arena, 4400 Shepherdsville Road, Louisville, Kentucky. Doors open at 6 p.m. for Overdrive taping. Starts at 6:15 p.m. And then OVW Rise goes live at 7 p.m. So don't you dare miss it. I'm sure the Final Count will definitely be represented there at OVW Hell Night.
Without a doubt.
And this is actually coming up today, Hardcore Havoc, October 12th, today in Richmond, Kentucky, at the Telford YMCA. It's 100 Main Street.
1100 East Main Street,
1100
Richmond,
East
Kentucky.
Main Street. Yeah.
40475.
There we go. And the bell time is at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. Bleacher tickets cost $12 and floor tickets cost $15. See our alumni commissioner, Ben Sheeran, and his job is on the line in a 6-man tag match. That is
And also-
Elite Wrestling Alliance.
And also, it says right there, if you're an EKU student, you get $2 off.
There you go. Again, that's today.
So be sure
Right.
to check that out. Check out all these shows, man. Check out OVW. Check out Grindhouse. Check out that one. Support your local wrestlers. Support your indie shows. Support us. We love doing this for you guys. No matter if we got Cream Man here or not, the Final Count's always going to put on a great show for you guys, regardless of the venue stipulation.
And real quick, we do have one more. I forgot to send it to you. I thought I sent it to you, but I guess I didn't. So
send it on over, and I know we're recording, but I'll pop it right in real quick and get this thing rolling here.
All right, let's get it to you right quick. We're rolling with the punches here.
Hey, sometimes you got to. It's a podcast, not a TV show.
So yeah, we are actually sponsoring the Final Count is sponsoring a tag team title match.
That's right.
At CIW Championship International Wrestling. That is coming up this Sunday in Toledo, Ohio. And that is actually with the promoter is actually the promoter of that show is actually Michael Elgin, former ROW star, Ring of Honor star. And so, yeah, it's St. Clement's Massacre. And that is, again, this Sunday, October 13th, 2024. St. Clement's Hall, 2990 Tremansville Road, Toledo, Ohio. Pre-sale tickets and general admission tickets are $13. Kids, pre-sale tickets for general admission are $13. Kids, $10. VIP is $20. Tickets at the door for general admission are $15. Kids, $15, and VIP is $22. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. and bell time is at 5 p.m. You can also check out their website at www.ciwprowrestling.com. And again, we are sponsoring, the Final Count is sponsoring the tag team title match on this show. And so you can be looking out for that show will actually be on YouTube. The tag title match is for the CIW Tag Team Championships. It's a Singapore cane match. The Amish Assassins versus Honorable Shoguns. And that's for the CIW Tag Team Championships. So, yeah, pretty big things going on for the Final Count here.
Love it. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, for sure. With that. Oh, God. Can we end this nightmare for the week? I guess. With that being said, anyone have any last words? I hate to ask that, but
Come on, Cream Man. Let us hear it.
I just want to take this moment and this opportunity to look into the camera, to look at all the wonderful people watching, and tell them, first and foremost, let's give thanks to our Father, Leather Daddy Doug. That's it. That's all we have to do, and that's all that's most important anyway, So I just want everybody to know, let's, take a moment out of our somewhat useless days and, make it useful and thank the one true leader and the greatest father anybody could ever ask for, Leather Daddy Doug. That is it.
Oh my. Brian, do you have anything else to say in closing?
Just like I always say, man, never say goodbye. Always say see you later. Once again, thank you guys for enjoying another episode. Big shout out to you guys for getting us to 70 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
Check us out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are everywhere, every platform. I love doing it with these guys, man. It started with me and Ryan. We had Chris come on. It's been a blessing for everybody here.
Yes.
We love what we do. We do it for you guys, so you watching helps us out. 2025, I feel like it's going to have a big upring to this podcast. 2024 was great. In a few weeks, just a few short weeks, it will be the one, the only 502 Ace 1 year anniversary on this podcast.
Yes.
So you guys, that's going to be a great show, man. But hey, anybody got anything else to say?
Just hold tight, buckle up, hold tight for this ride. The ride continues, and it's just going to get better and better from here on out. You never know what's going to happen. Apparently, as you've seen on this week's episode, Final Count is, although I hate to say it, is, I guess, revolutionary.
So it's about time. I've waited this entire 2 hours.
Wait. You're not switching on me, are you?
I'm not switching, but it's been a revolutionary takeover, I guess.
Something's going to get revolutionary.
With that being said, we will see you
down
the road.
Later, guys.
Later.